I couldn't believe I was getting pulled over on my way to traffic court. All I wanted to do was get to court on time, pay my ticket, and drive off into the sunset. See, my car was my safe haven. It was the only space I had to myself since I had moved from New York City to occupy a small corner of storage space and my mother's sofa in her apartment. See, I did everything in my car. I had some of my best meals in my car. I'd blast the music and sing like I was in the shower in my car. And I created some of the best freestyle poetry in my car. After a late night at an open mic, I would tune into 89.3 and let the smooth sounds of jazz or some Asian tranquil music blend, flow as I voice memoed poems like, I remember the sky was blue once. Light gave me life like the sun do flowers. It was almost like I never saw it coming. Though I received all the warnings, never thought that this would be the one. Thought maybe God would turn its path like he did the last storm, the year before, and the year before that. Then the sky turns pink, purple, blue, and then black. The hairs on my neck begin to rise. My eyes grow wide. Terror strikes my life like a storm. Raindrops become deformed as they form together, hitting faster and harder than they have ever. See, I wasn't just driving in my car. I was getting work done. And when things got rough at home, the plush seats of the driver's side were reclined into my resting place. I not only loved my car, I needed my car. But lately, I had managed to accumulate a large sum of court fees and tickets. And the last ticket, the reason that I was on my way to court that morning was for what I thought was the most absurd ticket yet. See, I had entered 66 West at 4 p.m., and I got pulled over. So apparently, it's only reserved for HOV. How the hell am I supposed to get home? That's the only thing I could think as this kind police officer wrote me a ticket and then proceeded to write me another ticket for having 2 headphones in my ear at the same time while driving, because apparently that's illegal. Lord, if only I would have took one of them earphones out a second earlier. But here I was, again, pulled over directly across the street from the courthouse. I slowly rolled the window down. Ma'am, do you know why we pulled you over today? Hell no. That's what I thought. Ma'am, you hit the car back there, and I didn't see you stop or try to attempt to contact the driver. That's a hit and run. I said, first of all, I didn't hit the car. I tapped the car. Ma'am, there's black paint from your car on the other car. Can't they just wipe it off with a rag? Ma'am, that's a misdemeanor hit and run. See, what had happened was I was on my way to court that morning with only 10 minutes to make it on time, and usually it all works out because I live really close to the courthouse. And I always park in the same parking lot because there's always a free spot available. But this morning, I got there and there weren't any spots available, except for one, all the way at the end. And in order to get to it, I had to drive through a row of parked cars on both sides. So, I'm driving. And I'm making it, and I'm making it, and I'm almost to that one parking spot left. And I'm driving, and I'm not making it. I realize I only have 1 centimeter of space between my car and the cars on both sides. So I decide to slowly back out. And then, boop, I tapped the car on the right of me. Now, as I continue to reverse, I do check the car, and I see that it only has black paint on it. No scratches. All you have to do is wipe that off with a rag. Well, it turns out that that parking lot was reserved for police officers only. Yeah, so this cop called backup. 3 other officers arrived to my car, and then another officer arrives with a camera. I'm talking like a 2-layer flash on it, taking pictures of the side of my car. And there they hand me the papers for my next court date and politely let me know that all my court dates for that particular day had been moved to one specific date. So, as I'm driving home, I've got a lot to think about. And I decide that I have 2 options. One is to sell my car, and the other is to become the best driver that Fairfax County has ever seen. I choose option 1. And I arrived to court a month later, on time, only to discover that my name has been listed twice in 2 different rooms. So I take a guess, and as I am dismissed in the courtroom that I'm present for, I am held guilty in my absence for the misdemeanor hit and run. And at this point, I've already made my decision. I have to part ways with the one space that I have to myself. I have to sell my car. So I don't try to fight it. I just accept the $899 bill they send to me to send to my insurance. So if there is anybody out there looking for a nice ride, I've got a 2005 Pontiac Grand Prix, and I promise you, this car does not only ride smoothly, but it will probably give you the best freestyle poetry points you have ever come up with in your life. Just see me after the show.